Have you noticed that our roads in Britain are full of lunatics? There's nothing you can do about it. You drive a car, there's a good chance someone's going to crash into you at some point. And then, even if they are to blame, they're not going to admit it. People don't want to know. Everyone turns a blind eye. You're not going to get a witness. And that's why you need, ideally, a dash cam. A dash cam can actually prove one way or another whether it's you that's the wrong one or the other. But I'm going to take it that you're the innocent party here, and I'm going to be on your side. And that's why I'm happy today to do a presentation on a particular dash cam that I have had sent to me for video purposes. So, with the aid of these upturned paving slabs, I'm going to open up this pre-opened bag, and then open up this pre-opened bag and show you what I have inside. And it is a DC21 4CH dash camera. Let's be clear though, the dash cam will not protect you from people crashing into your car. It will just prove it wasn't your fault. Unless it is your fault, then you're going to be banged to rights on your own evidence, but it won't be. This particular model has an upgraded Wi-Fi and a free app. Let's have a look inside. We need to open up the box, find some foamy stuff on the go to protect the contents. Nice. And then inside, some more foamy stuff. We have a rather lightweight and dapper dash cam that reminds me of some diving gear to stick on the windscreen. Now, you've watched the channel, you've emailed me, you know exactly what kind of video you're going to get. More padding, more box, installation cable. This is so it can be wired straight in, hardwired into the car. Here we go, see, pins for the battery, pins for somewhere else. Pins so it can be stuck into the fuse box. And then we have the preferred method normally, because it's just a bit easier, until I decide that, you know, I'm definitely going to keep this car forever. This. Just plug it straight into the lighter socket. Oh, what we have now? Oh, is that another one? Oh, it's the rear camera. This is going to take a bit more installation than what I first thought. Then we have some instructions, a trim removal tool, another sticky thing, and a cable. So, let's crack on. Well, what I think I'm going to do is stick it to the screen, plug it in, and try it like that first. Make sure I've got it in a suitable place. So, as much as I would like to hardwire this in, I am going to at least try it in the 12-volt socket to start with, which would be fantastic, because then I get the opportunity to have dangly bits of wire everywhere. So I've cleaned the windscreen with this and a bit of panel wipe, and now it's time to peel off these bits. We have, gosh, that's cool. Oh, does that need to come off? Yeah, it does. I think it does anyway. Oh, there we go. It does peel off. A protective screen just there. A protective film just there. No, get off my finger. Another protective film just there. And then lastly, we have the protective thing for the sticker on the back. And now, of course, it's important that I get this right. That looks good. Oh, hang on. Wait a second. Oh, you daft bugger. Oh, shite. Need access to the top. Right, there we go. It's got eyes. It's got loads of them. I'm not sure where you're supposed to point all of these. I guess a bit like that. Right, switch on the ignition. That doesn't look like where I am. English, okay. The SD card. Okay. Huh. Right, there we go. There we can see the front and wherever these cameras happen to be pointing. So they could be pointing at me or even my passenger. Interesting. Truthfully, let's just drop my glasses outside. Bollocks. Right. My motivation for this 5G camera isn't even that protection that it will offer should some lunatic run into me. No, it's because I'm a video maker and I don't like to miss out on the opportunity to have something at my fingertips that could go into a video. You never know what you might see. And the way that these swivel like this, it does appeal to me an awful lot. Now I must remember to take off my reading glasses before setting off. Menu. Ah. Okay. I will say it was very easy to connect to my phone first time. I really like this dashcam. I think it's great having these three cameras, the one out the front, the one to that side and the one to this side. Although, as you can see, I've angled it towards me so I can film myself chatting to you about it. The only trouble is the sound isn't particularly good. So I'm having to use the sound from my microphone. Obviously, if it had the same kind of quality of picture that this device has and the ability to just plug a microphone straight into it, that would be great. But it's a dash cam, not a £1,000 mobile phone. The picture quality is actually quite good, and the lovely big wide angle lens so you can get as much in as possible. It does mean that everything's a very long way off, but then the only real reason for the dash cam is for when it's not a long way off, but actually right in your face, causing you an accident. That's when it comes in handy. Everything else, this device I'm talking to you on, that's what that's for. There are a bunch of other features on this dash cam which I'm not even going to get around to using. I think for what it is, I think it's a great little dash cam. I really like it. This is the kind of dash cam I wanted. Not some great big CarPlay thing plunked on the dashboard so I can't see where I'm going, but just a nice discreet dash cam that takes in all of the information. Notice though, I haven't even installed the rear camera. I just haven't got around to it. Its purpose isn't for making entertaining videos, but simply to back up your evidence. And on that, I'm going to say that out of all the dash cams I've ever had and tried out, this is my favourite one. I just think I can really get along with it. Mind you, what I've done, instead of using the Bluetooth to connect to my phone, I've just gone and bought a card reader instead. It's a lot less hassle. Take the memory card out, bung it into the card reader, and that plugs into the phone, and you can read it that way. Makes more sense to me. How about this? Very little street lamp. Very little street lamps. Very dark. The tiniest amount of ambient lighting within the car. Yet you can see my face, and I've probably got alien eyes, which is even more exciting. You can see me drive in the night time with my wonderfully devilish eyes. This would have been the end of this video, but I really did want to get that rear camera sorted out. So I threaded it through the headlining and plugged it into the front, so then we have 4 cameras.
Nice.
Fully installed, loosely fully installed, because obviously it's not hardwired in, but I'm not bothered. I don't want it hardwired in just yet. I've got 4 cameras now. My forward facing, which is the one you have, one from the rear and either side, and either sides twizzle and go all over the place, which is fantastic. Now, I wouldn't pretend to like something if I was getting paid for it. No, I would actually. If I was getting paid for doing this particular job, maybe I would pretend to like it. If I was, being paid exceedingly well, I'm digging myself in quite a hole here actually. Front and rear cameras are obviously fixed, except the front you can actually move up and down a bit, which of course adjust that to your windscreen. And the rear as well, you can adjust that as well according to your rear windscreen, which is great. Very great actually. And these 2 either side you can swivel, move up and down, so you can have one facing towards you. And the idea of this, of course, may be that you can catch yourself in the act of messing around, texting, scrolling or what have you, should you have a crash, to prove that in actual fact it was your fault. Or you could even have the other side for your family or anybody else that you may be taking passengers, so you can catch them out, digging you in the back, arguing, giving you the middle finger or whatever it is they happen to be so disrespectful to do. Hopefully none of that stuff. The conclusion is it's really good and you should go and buy one. Although they're not that cheap. I think it's about £139, or I could be completely wrong. I know you can get dash cams that are a lot cheaper, but then that's just facing one way, or maybe one out the back as well. It's up to you, isn't it, really? Buy one like this or buy one like something else. I mean, there are loads of them out there. There are loads of them so that at any point, because presumably this is the kind of technology that's not that difficult to make these days. Again the next day. The information is there. How do you make it? How do you fit it together? What does it look like? What little features does it have? Over in the Far East, these kind of things can be designed and put together and sold to us for a lot less than we can make it for ourselves. And that's why technology is so good. So thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you very much for liking it, and thank you very much for being a subscriber, and thank you for being a channel member. My payment, thank you for watching the device itself, which of course is great because it's something that I need, and I promised I would make a video on it, and as far as I see it, it's a subject worthy of making a video of. And so because I'm not being paid, you can actually at least trust that I am very happy with this. My only criticism is one that really is completely invalid, and that is that the sound isn't particularly good.